In this video, I'll talk about database. So, in simple words, a database is a place where you can store data and you can access the data. To brief a little more, so I can give you an example. Like when you sign up to any website, you first initially you sign up with your credentials, right? You give your username and password and just sign up. So when you sign up with that, these data are stored somewhere, right? So that place is called as a database. So next time you don't have to create an account again. Instead, you will use the same credentials and you just log into that. Right, so similarly you have this shopping websites and few games are there, so a lot of things use this database. So database is everywhere now. Alright, and it is most important as well. So here we'll talk about two main database on AWS. One is the RDS and other one is the DynamoDB. In this video, let's talk about RDS, and I will show you how to create an RDS instance, and also I'll show you how to log onto it and create tables in it. And I will brief about DynamoDB in the next video. Right, so before we move on to the hands-on session, I'll say you what is an RDS. So RDS stands for Relational Database Service. So what does this service do is it enables users to launch an relational database on AWS. Alright, so I'll quickly go to this RDS. So RDS automates all this, it's like time-consuming process. Usually it's a time-consuming process for you to create a database, and you have to set it up, and you have to patch it. If any patches comes in, you have to patch it, then you have to take the backups. So this is all manual work which was done previously, but now that we have this Amazon RDS, so it automates all these tasks and it makes easy for you to just set it up, right? And you can even scale it, you can operate it, and Amazon patches for you, so it is all very easy. Right, so with RDS you have 6 database engines to choose from. So like Aurora, PostgreSQL, and few others. I'll just show you. So this is the RDS screen, RDS dashboard. So you have to go to create database. Once you hit the create database, you will see this page. So here I'm going to see create a standard create. And here this was the engine time. This was thing I'm just saying. So we have 6 types. One is the Amazon Aurora, MySQL, MariaDB, PostgreSQL, and Oracle, and also Microsoft SQL Server. Alright, so in my case I'm going to choose MySQL now, but also you can choose any other instance as per the requirement. Alright, so here you have to choose the version which you want to use. And the templates you have this production, dev, test environment, or free tier. For now I'll go with free tier, but this can be chosen according to your requirements as well. Alright, so database name, you have to name a database here, and you have to just give a username and password. You can give some password here. Alright, now make sure this password should be at least of 8 characters. So I'm just giving some 8 characters here. Alright, so and the DB size, it will be by default t2.micro only, because we have chosen this free tier. But if you go with production or dev test, then you will have many options to choose. Alright, so storage type we have. Storage type is allocated 20 GB. If you want, you can increase it. And there is an option to auto scale. So whenever the place is not sufficient, it automatically scales up. Alright, so availability and durability, it is by default it is all disabled for us. And this other main thing, the connectivity. So we have to choose in which VPC you want to launch in. Okay, VPC subnet, same as we do for any other service. Alright, so we have to choose in our VPC. And public access, you have to give an S if you want to access this database from externally from outside Amazon environment. Alright, so if you're not exposing it, if you are using it internally, then no is fine. But now I'm going to test it with an EC2 environment, but yes, I'm going to give it with yes. Right, so it will be available for me. And security group, you have to choose a security group. Make sure that you allow the EC2 instance in. Okay, only then you have to configure a security group. In that security group, you have to allow that particular EC2 instance from which you are trying to access this instance. Alright, so availability zone, you can choose any one of the availability zone, and password authentication should be fine. and yep, if you hit on create database, it will create a database. But I don't want to do this now. I'm not going to create database now because it will take a lot of time to create a database. So but I rest assured that these are the steps I already did, and I've created a database. So here's my database that you could see. Okay, here's the database that you could see, the reform tech database, the one I've created. So if you see, the status is available, and if you want to explore more, I'll just click on this, and here you go. Here it shows the endpoint. So this is the main thing we have to take from here, and you have to put in wherever from wherever you're going to connect, you have to put this endpoint there, and also the port numbers. Okay, and also you have other many options like networking, VPC, subnet groups, and all the other options which we have configured. Everything will be here. All right. Okay, so this is all good. Now I have an EC2 instance already created. Alright, so this is my EC2 instance, and make sure in the EC2 instance also in the inbound you make sure that you give this MySQL Aurora. Okay, so only then it will be able to allow this traffic in. Okay, so I have this EC2 instance created already, and here is my EC2 instance now. So if this is your fresh machine you have created using the Linux AMI image which is provided by Amazon, then first you have to just do a m update. You say m update, this will update the system, and next you have to say m install MySQL. Alright, so if you do this, then it will install the package for you, but I have already installed it, so there's no output coming up. But yes, you have to do this two steps if this is the first time you're logging into the instance. Alright, so once this is done, what you have to do is, I'm going to switch to sudo user. I'm going to switch to root user, so say sudo ru. Alright, so this is okay, I'm already there in sudo. Now you have to execute a command which will connect from your EC2 instance to the DB which we just created. Okay, so for which we have a command. So that command is mysql -h. H is nothing but the host. That is the endpoint from which we have seen in the. I'll show you the endpoint. Okay, here, yeah, this is the endpoint, right? So you have to copy this endpoint. I'm just going to copy this. Okay, so I'll say, yeah, so I'll say mysql -h, and I'm pasting it this here. Alright, -p, capital P, make sure you mention this as capital P. Capital P stands for port. Port is 3306, and -u stands for username. I give it as admin, and -p. You just leave this as -p, and it will prompt you for a password. Okay, so this is the command which you have to give in your EC2 environment to connect to your MySQL. Okay, so if I hit this, it will ask me for a password, so I'm just giving my password here. Alright, so when I give the password, you see that I am logged into the MySQL environment. So this is that easy. This is very easy. You just create an instance in a second, and you have an EC2 instance. You can just log in. Alright, so I just want to do some more activity on this and show you. So what I'll do is I'll just create a database, create some table, and insert few data in it, and I'll just show you how that works also. Alright, so I'm going to create a database named as carsdb. Okay, so I'll say create database, and I'll say carsdb. So this is the command to create a database. So when you hit on this, so it says query OK, one row affected. Alright, so now I have to use this database, so I say use carsdb. Okay, so it says database change. Alright, so and you see a cars DB now here. Previously it was none, now we switched to carsdb. Alright, so now I'm going to create a table inside this database. Okay, so I have a command. So this would be my command. This would be, wait a minute, yeah, so this would be my command. So here I'm going to create a table. I'm saying that if it not exists, then create a table named cars, and I'm going to give a car name and car type. So I'm going to create two columns. I'm going to for which I'm going to string is that I'm mentioning it as varchar and 255 characters, and I want to make sure that it is not null. Okay, so this is a simple MySQL command, so using which you can create a table. So if I just hit enter here, it will create a query. Okay, 0 rows affected, and a table got created. Okay, so you just want to view the table. It'll say show tables, and this should show. Yeah, so this shows a table with cars. Okay, let me create another. Maybe I'll create a table with cars. Okay, I'll say cars database, or I'll say cars DB, like this. Okay, alright, this shows an error because we don't use hyphen here. Alright, so that's okay. I have an database now with cars. Okay, and because I'm not sure whether this database was already created, let me check whether there is some thing inside it. So I say select star from cars. Alright, so it's empty. As you could see, this empty. There's no data inside this table. Alright, so now I'm going to insert a few details. So this would be my command for inserting. So I'd say insert into table name, that is cars, and car name and car type. These are the two things I've just specified. And values would be car name is Ford and car type is diesel. Alright, so I'm going to insert this. Alright, it says you're inserted, and I am going to insert one more row, same value, but I'm just giving the values different as Benz and petrol. Alright, so I'm going to insert this. Alright, so we have inserted 2 rows in the table, and we will just execute the select command and see whether these are inserted. Alright, so if I hit this command, you see that the datas are reflecting. Right, so so this is how you create an MySQL instance in AWS using RDS. And if you have an EC2 instance, you can just log in. That is as simple as that, using the command which I just specified, mysql-h, and the endpoint, port numbers, username, and this password. So this will log you in, and you can play around. Alright, so thanks for watching this video. We'll see you in the next video. That would be about the DynamoDB. Right, thank you.